Good morning, everyone. My name is Dwayne Dupuis. I'm the Vice President of Human Resources here at Avmax. I've been employed with the company for approximately 17 years. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I've been in the industry for about 30 years. Yes, I'm dating myself by telling you that. I started off with a company called Field Aviation here, that's local in YYC. Then off to Air Canada Jazz, pre that Canadian Airlines, up until about 1993 when I started with Avmax. When I came over here, so in my previous life, I worked on the maintenance side of the business. Back in about 87, I started as an aviation painter with Field Aviation, worked on the maintenance side with them up through Time Air, then Canadian Airlines. And when I started with Avmax, I came over to manage their paint department. I looked after furnishings, and I also had a hand in the facilities operation. It was shortly after that I was asked to, in an interim basis, look after HR. Our HR manager at the time left the company kind of abruptly, and I've never left. So probably about 12 years now, maybe 13, has been exclusively in HR. You know, Avmax is a very cool company. We offer a lot of things that a lot of other companies don't. And one of the big ones for me has always been the entrepreneurial basis of the company and our ability to be flexible. Working for the airlines, which I did for a long time, good companies, you know, overall good group benefit plans, etc. But you're really put into this kind of box, if you will, limited in scope, limited in what you're able to do. That's really impactful. And at Avmax, we just want success. We just want cool things. And if you're able and willing to bring that, then you're given an audience to do so. Yeah, plentiful. We currently have over 200 openings globally. And that's everything from admin positions to very technical positions within our engineering department. The bulk of the hires are going to be for our MROs here, YYC, Great Falls, Montana, and of course, Jacksonville, Florida. And again, that's the entire scope of MRO hires, podium clerks to stores folks, A&P mechanics, QA, QC inspectors, AMEs here locally, that's what we call them. But there's probably not a position within an MRO that we're not actively looking for right now. You know, part of what Avmax is able to offer, I think both because it's entrepreneurial spirit and because we're in pretty tight competition. We have a lot of competitors, certainly here locally. YYC, Jacksonville deals with it as well. Great Falls, we have a little bit of a different issue, just demographics. It's a smaller community, so attracting people there presents a different issue. But training, it's very big here. We certainly use it as both an attraction tool as well as a retention tool. And for me, it's taken me different places in my career. Wasn't that long ago, I finished a contract law business analysis course through one of the local universities. And so that's just our way to keep people engaged, right? It's a train-in elective program. We have it actively within all three bases right now. Yeah, professional development is also another one of those really important functions to have within your company, because what we find through exit interview data and just general surveys is that most people want some type of a defined career path. So professional development plans let you do that, and really it's kind of an employee-led program, because to be fair, not everybody wants to get into their career as a manager, say, and progress up to a director or a VP. So it's an employee-led program co-sponsored by the company. So for example, if one of my HR folks came to me and said, Dwayne, I'm currently a coordinator, I want to be a generalist, I would work with them to develop that plan. Additional training, mentoring program, and probably some coaching. Yeah. So again, we're looking for approximately 200 uh, new hires. I've just placed an ad literally on Friday looking for an HR recruiter. We have a bunch of different positions within HR. We have a generalist, we have a coordinator, we've got managers, on and on. One of the things we need to be able to focus on is that HR recruiter function. And really that's a very unique skill set. So they would look at the model and then they would determine best path forward. Where's the market? Where do we need to go? What are we missing? Are there gaps or omissions in our current strategies? So back to that career path development and or a little bit of overshadowing what it could look like. In my previous life, I worked on the maintenance side of it, came to Avmax, continuing that same role, paint shop furnishings or interiors, depends on where you work, what they call it. And then facilities, for me, it was just about kind of managing people. Leadership was always something I enjoyed doing and learning about. Um, and so shortly after coming to Avmax, the opportunity came up because the HR manager at the time had to leave abruptly. I worked through a couple business coaches that we had and determined that HR was really kind of in my wheelhouse. And then, of course, you have to go get the technical side of it. So Cornell University, Mount Royal University was really where I put most of my effort, just in terms of learning the EI skills, so the emotional intelligence skills behind it. And that talks about Avmax's ability to navigate your own career. I went from the maintenance side to the HR side and now up to the VP level. So those opportunities exist. You have to be a willing participant in terms of being the employee wanting to change, and then the company's absolutely there to co-sponsor that. They'll kind of take you from where you are to where you want to be. So when we talk about who is Avmax, I think for me, aside from the obvious tenure in the industry, we've been around for a very long time. We're this rather large family now. It started off very small with the previous ownership. I'd argue now we're upwards of 600 employees, but that mentality really hasn't changed. And in terms of internal processes, one of the things we do, and I think a lot of companies like ours does, is we promote from within. I'd argue there's not many companies, in fact, within our demographic, I'd argue there's few companies, if any, that do that as well as we do. That internal promotion, vertical movement, to ensure we have that employee base stay with us longer than, say, their prospective careers would. So someone that started off in the accounting group, well, we have opportunities everywhere within the company globally, and we have done that before. We've moved employees from Great Falls to YYC. We offer something very unique in the industry. And again, that comes to me through exit interview data. That's survey data. I'm certainly not only saying it because I'm a true fan of the company and have been here a very long time, which also supports, we have something very special to offer. So with respect to new recruits, I'm going to talk locally here because I understand that more than I do, say, in the U.S. in general. We have the ability here at Avmax, and I'm not making it up. People talk about it in the industry all the time. If you're a new recruit, if you're an apprentice coming out of a trade school, you have a logbook, and some of those requirements are signatures based on different duties and different requirements. Absolutely, Avmax is the place to be for that. And that's, again, that's not me, that's the industry that tells us that. We work with SAIT. It's a very well-known trade school. I shouldn't even call it a trade school. It's more like a university here in Calgary. And their apprentices tell us that too. So because we have so many different aircraft styles, we're so unique in that nature that you're doing something different every day, every other day, every week. So in turn, that logbook requirement gets, the process doesn't take as long here as it would say at a company where it was more focused on manufacturing or any other elements. And so just as a follow-up, everyone, we're going to have a virtual career fair this Wednesday, Central Time, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'll be available. I'll also have HR representatives from all the locations to help answer any questions, conduct on-site virtually interviews if that's something that's of interest as well.